12,680 pounds, so plan your tow vehicle accordingly. The open range 371 middle bunk, or bonus room as they're often called, here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Out of all the different brands we carry, which we carry quite a few, like in this category you'd find 2 different Eagles, North Point, a Pinnacle, 2 different Montanas, all making these middle bunk bonus rooms in addition to the Highland Ridge that we're looking at. And this one is by far and away the most popular of all those here at our facility. So what is it about this thing that's made it punch through among the mixture here? That's what we want to focus on today. Like most middle bunkhouses, you don't really get to a whole lot when all the slides are closed. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Now, some of them have more of a middle bunk room or a middle bonus room, and those like these usually have a door that comes in off of the kitchen, versus some that are a little bit more like a bunk house where it's just a couple beds in a room. They usually have a door right here, and there are exceptions to that, but just kind of something, a trend I've noticed. You still maintain access to the loft bed, or this could just be storage above, but of course you always have access to the bedroom and bathroom in transit. Now, as we go through this video, yeah, there it is right there, you're going to hear this exceptionally annoying chirping the entire time. That's a low voltage indicator, because all I have this hooked up to is like a little 12-volt battery pack, not even a full RV battery. It's just enough to turn on the lights and run some slides and stuff. Can't really do anything about that because I refuse to bypass a safety mechanism out of annoyance, so just want to let you know that. Now, back to the point at hand, the open range 371 here at Haylett RV. Why is this thing so successful in the face of so much other competition, even not just in the industry, but right here sitting side by side? This is the one that more often than not people take home. Why? There's a couple of things they've done differently here that just immediately make it unique. And first of all, we've got a wide body. This is a wide body RV. Now, when you're just looking at a two-dimensional video like this, it's not something you can really see, feel, appreciate. You're like, well, whatever, I've seen things. Like, from a floor plan perspective, this is almost an identical match to a Montana High Country 384 bonus room. But, a couple detail things. The body here is 4 inches wider. This super slide is 7 foot tall to that ceiling panel. So for a 6'3" fellow like me, you want to talk about a comfortable walk-in slide out. We got it right here. Now the other thing is this is a 42-inch deep slide. So it's extra tall and it's extra deep. So in conjunction with the wider body, it is nearly a foot wider when open than other similar price category size middle bunk bonus rooms. It's just bigger as a result, but it doesn't weigh more, and that's the cool thing. The other thing here, what you don't see, is carpet. This has a completely carpetless living area and middle bunk and bonus room and kitchen and all of that. So we are deeper, carpetless, floor flush slide, which is an industry exclusive quality. There's nothing else out there that has a carpetless 42-inch deep floor flush super slide like this that's also 7 foot tall on a wide body platform. There's nothing else that does all of that. So there's a lot of other really nice RVs out there. Like sometimes people say, hey, you know, what do you think of this in comparison to the North Point, in comparison to the Eagle, the Montana? I say, I think that they're all very nice in different ways. But if what you're looking for is the most space when you reach your destination, this is the one. It's just bigger, basically. But it's built with better materials that help keep the weight in check. And don't get me wrong, 12,600 and some odd pounds. We'll call it 12,700 for the sake of argument. I'm not going to call this thing an ultralight, but it is about 10 to 15% lighter per square foot than the other models that you'll find out there. And what's nice is it's still fully featured. This is a highly featured thing. Like just looking right up here. We've got whisper ducted central AC. Now on a big bedroom slide RV like this, we will typically add the second air to the bedroom just because with all this cubic foot of space you need it. Now up top here, so the whisper ducted air, let me circle back to that. Whisper ducted AC, the nerdism that I have for that, nerdism number 37, is if you see the square, you're gonna hear the air. Well, we don't see the square air conditioning panel up here, so that you're not going to hear near the air conditioning noise. Now, you also see the double AC run right here. This has a residential often called racetrack ducted AC system, where it actually loops down and bends around on both ends of the RV for constant cyclical airflow. And you'll see that same concept repeated in the underbelly when we go outside. Other things that we have here, a wall-controlled max air vent fan right above the kitchen area. So not only is it giving us extra light, but you're also getting maximum airflow here in the living area. And wouldn't you know it, it's right next to your heat sources if you are cooking. Now, this has frameless exterior windows with the exception of the slide sides, which are framed sliding windows for max airflow. Frameless windows sometimes get a little less airflow. That's the other reason this is really nice, because it overcomes that one shortcoming. Now, what's also nice here is just in the living area, you've got a very respectable amount of storage, and it actually starts really behind the TV. You've almost got like a hidden bonus pantry behind the TV, but you see extra large cabinets above the rear sofa and the theater seat. And they were able to do that because this has taller ceilings and taller slides, so they could put bigger cabinets in there. And tell me when more storage is ever the wrong answer. Another thing that this does very, very well is bonus sleeping. So we've got a big full tri-fold sleeper sofa, and then we've got that dual lie-back theater seat over there. Now, the theater seat closest to the wall cannot fully recline when the hide-a-bed is open, but if you're not needing the hide-a-bed, if it's just movie time, the two of you can kick back and relax there and have a great day. So this thing has maximum sleeping capacity, effectively. Now, the other thing you're going to notice is all of the windows are going to open for ventilation, starting with these sofa side windows, and these sofa side windows are something a lot of brands often miss. But I think it's the door side windows here that have made this really a big standout winner among our lineup. It's not that other middle bunks don't have them. It's just that door side windows to view your campsite instead of the neighbors are absolutely, like, I guess you call it like a trending thing or whatever right now. The other thing is above the dinette here, they went with bigger windows because this is going to be like your primary like sit and viewing area. Plus, this is likely the greatest view that you're going to want right here. Now, because the slides are tall, you could still have good cabinets and big windows here as well. So you're really not losing anything. As we pan back around, let's see here, we got our... Now, another nice benefit of the 42-inch deep slide is your dinette is fully encapsulated within the slide out. It doesn't bleed through into your living space, so you get maximum walking comfort zones right here. And you didn't buy a big fifth wheel like this to do the sideways travel trailer shuffle, now did you? So you don't have to in here. I love that little, it almost looks like an artist painter's palette, that little radius edge on that ceiling accent light up there. Over here in the kitchen, just like everything else, you're going to see, here, let me back up. This thing's got such a kitchen. I got to really like lean back here to give you all the view of it. Starting with, you know, like the storage, I call it the slide out perfect pantry below the stovetop right there, including like a big, almost like pizza stone drawer below the larger 22-inch oven. Then you see the big pantry encapsulated just within the slide itself. So again, with a 7-foot ceiling, you're getting basically a 7-foot pantry over here for maximum capacity. We've got solid surface counters in the kitchen with a stainless steel recessed sink. That's a lot of S's, and I'm sort of slurring my way through them. Now the sink covers here. This is something I think is smart. I love the look and the appearance of solid surface sink covers. More S's, holy cow. It sounds like when you were in kindergarten you talk about slippery snake has super socks or whatever. So, sorry, I get off on tangents, pardon me. But instead of solid surface inserts, they went with these formed, molded like cutting board style ones, which are actually more functional and effective, including like the little veggie cleaning rack right here. Now, let me back up once again, because there's a lot of little bonus footage aspects to catch on this one. And this entire island is just nothing but pure, unadulterated storage right here. And notice that it has outlets at intelligent locations, like on the sides, where you can easily get to them. I love that slide open wastebasket as well. 23 cubic foot residential refrigerator with 1,000 watt inverter. If you've seen a lot of our videos, you know that we are generally speaking pretty big proponents of the gas electric RV fridge. We have found, however, we still want to be able to offer everything to everyone, and these certainly have their own benefits. They do carry more insulation than a gas electric RV fridge, so they are better at holding temp in really exposed hot climates, because this is in a extra deep slide over here where the sun's going to really cook this thing. So that does help, although what is kind of benefiting us here is the fact that you have this extra air pocket with that storage pocket above the refrigerator, kind of acting as a little bit of a thermal barrier. And did you notice how we also have storage that goes all the way up here as well? So we're getting maximum cold storage. We've got the huge microwave over here, residential size microwave. There is a convection option. Interestingly, we've found a lot of folks just simply aren't interested in this one. Some brands, it's just one of those things where sometimes people are like, we really want convection, some people don't. Keep in mind though, the one that we have in stock could be a little different. You know what? Let's do this, folks. If you're just watching this on YouTube or whatever, do me a favor. Down in the video description, leave a comment where you say, like normal microwave or convection microwave. I would love your feedback because I want the right product for you. I want the one that you're looking for, not just the one that we think is the right one. I want the one that you're actually after. The recessed stove also gives us maximum prep space here. And that little clutch outlet next to that countertop makes that the perfect little appliance station. Now, here's really the focal point of the floor plan is the middle bunk bonus room. And I do call this one more of a bonus room than a middle bunkhouse because if you notice, it's got more of like a second living room appearance. Now, that thing right there can open up into an extra sleeping space. It's actually a bifold, but it's an extra large bifold, so it effectively has about the same space as a trifold. 2 adults could sleep on that. You see, we do have heat and air vents in here as well. Now, another thing, by the way, the TV here in the bunk room is actually an optional piece of equipment on this one. But if we kind of start down here in the office area, you see that there is excellent drawer space in there. And then as we pan up and around, you're going to find that we have all sorts of overhead cabinet space. It's all self-strutted, including a huge pantry area that could easily double as extra kitchen pantry space or just general clothing space to the right. Now, easy little things to miss. I love the fact this is very office friendly, and with all the extra HDMI ports that we have in here, this makes us one of the best what I call like office work campers I've ever seen, because you could truly use that as just a monster computer monitor, and effectively have an extra like HDMI plug that connects to your computer. There are also all kinds of plugs up here, including USB outlets for, mobile charging and whatnot. So once again, we've got that huge extra pantry and or clothing space that you could put right in here. And what's nice is you can close the door and be good to go. This floor plan works exceptionally well for couples. It works exceptionally well for families. It works very good for people who are working. It works for so many people. And that's what I think is so interesting about the middle bunkhouse concept, is it's the first time in the RV industry we have seen one floor plan be highly desired by both families and couples. For the same reason, because they could use it for different things. Like, obviously, we've got a bunk mattress here. We could use this for bunk space. Or, guys, you could just take this out and congratulations, you now have an attic. But even up here, we still have that, like a TV mount station and hookups for both household and USB plugs for, like, device charging. And this is kind of neat. They actually have a galvanized steel right here, which is just really heavy-duty stuff, but it has a really good, like, almost like wrought iron look to it. Now, one of the newer things at the time of this filming is the one control system right here. Basically, it's a way to be able to access and operate your RV more remotely, because it's not so much what this panel can do for you, it's what it can make your phone do for you, because anything you can do off this panel you can do off your phone. And now the one thing that One Control offers that no other system does is the leveling. You can actually, if I can actually tap on it here, you can actually control your leveling system right here from the panel. And remember, if you can control it from the panel, you can control it from the phone. So if you are backing up to your RV and you want to, like raise or lower the nose of the trailer, you can do it right there. Now, this bathroom, like, people go, why do you make such a big deal out of extra 4 inches in the body? And it's because of the extra space that you get here in the bathroom wouldn't be possible without that wide body concept. You see all the dedicated bathroom storage that we have going on here, and including a handy little, like, counter extension. So you really have excellent counter space when you need it, but you still maintain the convenience of a dual entry when you don't. Now, this is a one-piece, seamless molded fiberglass shower with a corner seat. The plumbing is recessed into the upper deck floor so that you do maintain max headroom in here. We've got a porcelain foot flush stool with just all sorts of room. And I love the extra large sink and corner vanity on this because they're in a more natural, organic location on an angle toward the middle of the room as opposed to pointing straight sideways, flat mounted on that wall. I also love all the little detail stuff. Like the bonus bunk room, this room right here, they have little door stoppers so that the doors don't swing open and smash into one another. It's simple things. We do like to put king beds in these whenever we have the opportunity because, I mean, you know, folks say, well, first of all, it's a king bed with walk-around space. The general gist I'm getting from consumer feedback, and guys, I love it when you give us feedback on stuff, kind of like the convection microwave. You know, I asked a long time, king bed or queen bed, what do you guys look for in these things? And the general consensus was, we want a king bed if we can walk around it. We'd like a queen bed if you can't walk around it. I'd like a queen bed with side stands. Well, this one gives you a king bed you can walk around with little shelves built right into the slide. Now you've got cross breeze windows right into the slide here. We've got a full walk-in height bedroom, and that's what's kind of nice. Like, let me walk all the way up to the nose of this thing, and it doesn't taper down. There is no taper in this bedroom, so that a big 6'3" guy like me, I've got, what, about 3 extra inches above my head. It's probably about 6.5 foot tall in here. Remember, the second air conditioner we're looking at is an optional piece of equipment, but it is something that we like to add to these whenever we have the opportunity. Now, you can see that closet door open right there, but take a look. The storage really starts under the king bed, and then you see that they include a pair of bonus drawers below the closet, because most people don't need to get on your hands and knees to get to the closet storage, and if you're sitting on the edge of the bed, it's kind of nice to have that come to you. Plus, we obviously have stackable washer dryer prep, and then a big closet, or pardon me, dresser below the entertainment center here. Now, bedroom TVs are optional in these, and it seems odd that we would include a TV in the bunk room and not up here, and there's actually a lot of logic and reason for it, guys. Biggest thing is, this is a much smaller TV, and what we have found is the most people have a little TV laying around the house somewhere. They don't need extra TVs. But that bunk room TV, if you don't get that, you also don't get the wall mount and everything, and it's nice to have that there on a bigger screen, because bigger screens need heavier mounts. So it's nice to have the factory install that and guarantee their own work. This is something small and easy. If you're like, I don't care, I still want a TV in the bedroom when I take it home, great, call us. That's easy. We can make that stuff happen. But this is something the average consumer can handle on their own. The bunk room TV is something we found more consumers are a little more scared of. And by the way, you see this little white orb right here? That is a motion sensor, and you see lights right here, and also when we come around the corner, you see lights right there. Well, I moved past it, so those lights kicked on. This has motion sense lighting in the bedroom and the hallway, so if you need to get up at night to go check on the kiddos, you can do that without tripping and falling and killing yourself, because that's kind of a bad day at the park. So right here is where, in this one shot, you can see some of the more critical signature differences of the Open Range brand, and that is their wider body and their deeper slide. We've got a 100-inch wide body, and remember that door side super slide there is a deeper 42-inch slide that gives this thing almost a foot more living space when you get to your destination. It could be the same floor plan. This one's just bigger and more of it, but it doesn't weigh more. Again, that's the part that's really cool. They were one of the actually Open Range was literally the originator of the middle bunk bonus room concept. And what's funny is, originally it didn't really take off. Folks didn't get it, they thought it was weird. Then a couple years later, after Open Range had phased it out, another brand picked it up, and the concept caught on. I guess the market was ready, so now everybody builds them. It's kind of funny. But Open Range, again, maybe just because they had more experience with it, they figured out the little detail differences, like including the outside kitchen right here under that extended upper deck in the living area. You know, when we went upstairs to that loft bed, this is what's under the floor that you're walking on, like between the hallway next to the loft and the bathroom. And they've done an awesome job of it. So we start with galvanized rolled steel countertops, which, biggest thing here, waterproof, super strong, super resistant. You can beat up, bang on this all day long, doesn't hurt anything. And we've actually got an actual sink right here. Now, it's not exceptionally deep because there's not enough room to have a deep sink and plumbing, but the point is you're not just dribbling water straight on the ground. And I kind of like this truck camper style faucet that, you know, if you forget it's up and you close this, it'll just knock itself right down. And interestingly, this is kind of cool. You don't have to like have a separate gas grill connection line here. This stovetop is connected in there. So you're looking at this going, yeah, so what's that? That is if you choose to add an additional grill, or you have like one of those Blackstone griddles that everyone goes crazy for, and you hook up some kind of propane adapter system. You're good to go there. The little differences like this. Open Range is just full of little differences, and that's what I like about them. They are not the same as anyone. You're looking at this going, are you serious? 20-pound propane tanks, that's it? And the answer is, yeah, 20-pound propane tanks. But 3 of them. If you look through, you'll actually find a 3rd tank over there that is already hooked up for us. The reason they do this is the same reason this tray slides out, for ease of access, so that you don't have to be a big like wrestling superstar to pick these things up and yank them out of there. They're lighter, they're smaller, and on a Sunday, if you somehow manage to run out of gas, you can just easily swap them out at a gas station anywhere. Now the strong arm bracers, these are something that used to be optional, but Open Range said, you know what, we just got to keep these on here standard. Because the body is wider, because the slide is deeper, this thing could be tipsy. Those eliminate all of that. Like if you are going to be, I don't care even if you don't have a wide body coach, like if you're going to be at a seasonal long-term site and you just want ultimate stability, I love these things so much more than those 5th wheel tripods, because those things are loose and they require you to use your storage space. These things are integrated, they're simple, they're easy, they're already there, and you don't have to crank down the handles if you don't want to. Now, little differences like this right here, I think, are part of the reason you get the 3-year structural warranty on the Highland Ridge products, because we have aluminum corner trim, not plastic T-molded trim. You don't see that plastic screw covering going through here, do you? Well, this aluminum stuff is going to hold up better to heat expansion and contraction, and we do still have a simple, if I can get it open, little quick Furrion solar prep plug right here if you're looking for one of those simple solar charging panels. I call it a solar suitcase in that portable station there. I also love how big and wide this front compartment is on these. You actually have legit storage space, and if you look real close, guys, you see we have a double battery hookup, and it's all pre-wired. You don't have to do any confusing cross wiring, because there are specific ways you need to wire 2 12-volt batteries if that's your interest, or you could load this thing up with just a silly amount of batteries here. And you might see these little perforations in the floor. Those are pre-cuts basically if you want to install a generator in one of these and you want to add some heat shielding, but that's all stuff we can do here at Haylett RV. You know other things we do here at Haylett RV? It's actually things we don't do, and that's hidden dealer fees. We don't have extra hidden dealer fees here, so you are going to have a battery in both of those cases when you take it home. A big 50 amp unit like this, you need 2 batteries. It will include 2 batteries at no additional charge to you when you take it home. Those propane tanks, they're going to be filled. Batteries in there, water hose, sewer hose, you know, base necessities. We clean it, we show you how it works. Even include water and electric surge protectors and 50 to 30 to 15 step down electrical adapters, so you can plug this thing in and get it prepped up and readied up anywhere, everywhere, all day long, every day. But we don't charge you extra for those things, because those are things that should just be included in on this. You got to watch out for the too good to be true price tags out there, guys. They usually are. We just put fair pricing out there every day, and you don't need to give us your social security number at Haylett RV to learn how much something costs. Little detail stuff like LED, not just taillights, but also marker lights. And a lot of even big high-dollar luxury 5th wheels still don't have LED marker lights like these guys do. Over here, really intelligent, again, different way of looking about it. The baggage door drops down anytime it's below a slide out, so that it's not going to be a head knocker, so that it's easier to access all of this, I mean, very generous basement storage in here. You've got lots of room to just really go nuts in this thing. Easy access to your auto leveling controls, that battery disconnect right there. And this is really the start of what makes these guys the single best insulated 5th wheel I've ever seen, with the best proven temperature ratings out there, is this privatized, enclosed, protected heating docking station. And remember, I was talking about cyclical airflow inside. That's how these guys also handle their underbelly. So there's plenty of 0-degree rated 5th wheels out there. Why am I gushing over this one? Because it's the most 0-degree rated with the highest proven temp ratings in a cold camp scenario. So it starts with the underbelly being enclosed, and it's insulated and forced air heated. And then they also insulate the roof additionally, like with basically double the industry standard insulation that also wraps around the nose cap and above the pin box. But it's the cyclical airflow in the underbelly that makes a big difference, because they don't just push air into a hot cavity, they actually let it cycle through, and that's what allows them to have a greater tolerance against cold weather camping. This is the best cold camper, like cold rated brand of RV that exists on the market currently, beyond some extremely specialty over $100,000 jobs. Out of the box, anywhere remotely close to this price point, nobody can match it. Now, there are some brands that do well. Jacobs come close, Jayco's got the second best temp ratings. And then from there, it starts to step down a little bit. And there's plenty of guys rated above 0 degrees. It's just that at 0 degrees, they maintain the greatest underbelly temperatures and cabin temperatures. So that's who these guys are, and that's what they do. The rear ladder back here, it goes over a window. Some people don't like that. So you notice it's detachable. And where that's also nice is if you do have like grandpa and grandma, you have grandbabies that come over, and maybe they're adventuresome. You can keep them from climbing up on the roof, which is crazy full walkable, by the way. But it's basically got the exact same roof structure as a Jayco. There's really almost no difference there. So it's way overrated for what you're going to throw at this. Furrion backup camera ready, and what's kind of nice about those, they do make just generic backup cameras, but they also make observation cameras. The difference being the quality of the camera and how fast it updates to see motion versus, like, fast motion versus slow motion is what you're going to get here. Now, we have 6-point hydraulic leveling, and even the rear jacks also have those strong arm stabilizers on them. I mean, again, this thing will be, it'll feel like it's built on a foundation when you get to your destination. The 16-inch G-rated radial tires with a huge equal flex suspension system. Probably more than you need at something this weight rating, but why not, you know? And the bigger Westlake G-rated radials to give you that extra reliability in towing and transit. The aluminum entry steps right here, they are less slippery when wet than steel steps. They don't corrode, they're lighter weight, they're easier to see at night. And I think we'll pretty much wrap her up here with the anti-slam entry door that we have on these, so that you can fling this thing shut and it doesn't go wham against the side of the door. And by the way, this isn't just prepped for a shade in the door, it actually has a shade. And if you notice, it's actually a window. It's not a frosty glass thing. It's a real window that you can see through, and not every RV has that. Magnet catches, slam latches, easy access propane, slices, dices, juliennes. I'm bringing that back for another season. This is the one that basically does all of the things, ladies and gentlemen. If that looks fun to you, give us a call. It's not the least expensive middle bunkhouse. It's not the smallest, but it's also not the most expensive, and it's not the biggest. That's what's kind of cool. Well, I guess it is the biggest at your destination with the living room, but neither here nor there. So, again, give us a call. We don't do hidden fees, but we do everything else. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.